blue, you will be the appropriate age.
Okay.
So the strengths of this are the kind of concept world. You know, it reminds me a little bit of, what's that shopping game that my kids played for a long time? You know, some of
The Fruit Ninja?
yeah, something like Fruit Ninja or something. I mean, it seems like it's something that's very relatable and kind of easy. And then the other strength is I think you have a really good understanding of the the sort of the financial ecosystem of how this stuff works. What I'm not getting enough early on in particular, I don't really completely understand the gameplay. I understand the ecosystem parts, I understand kind of the world. The thing that seemed clearest to me is that it's kind of temple run, but with more objects in your way, kind of the way that with the Jetpack Joyride, which, you know, are both games that my kids have played a lot and I've played a bit. So, you know, is it a temple run, basically view? Like, is that,
Yeah.
it's kind of like endless supermarket aisles
Right,
that are
yeah.
constantly reformed. Sell that. I mean, that is like a good sell point. And I would forefront that. I would get those other things off the screen, start with temple run, put the, maybe you don't want to be completely derivative, but, you know, put the supermarket thing next to it. And then it's like, oh, it's like a funny version of Temple Run, or a funnier version of Temple Run, because it's in a supermarket that you can relate to, like with Fruit Ninja or something like that. That's my thoughts.
Mark, I agree. There's so many good things about the pitch. You definitely have I think a very good understanding, and you're articulated very well of today, you know, a slice of what's very popular in today's mobile game market. And you've got, to Mark's point, comps that you can really leverage. You know, you can take Temple Run, Disney license it, as one of your colleagues mentioned it, for putting Brave on it. I mean, we've seen there's 19 million other clones of that stuff. There's nothing wrong with being a clone. I mean, there's only so many genres, right? So if you have a clear vision for something that's fun, you've got a great setting, you've got a great concept, you've got a very relatable and understandable existing game mechanic that you can layer this over. And I think you should, don't be shy about it or feel shameful about it. It's your own thing, right? It's your own idea, it's your own thing. You're taking a bunch of things and putting them together in your own little mix. That's what great products do. They steal a little from everybody to make it their own thing, right? I don't feel like you're copying something. I feel like you're inspired by something and you can see a way to make it, you know, more fun, different, unique.
I mean, 3 comps would be really helpful.
Yep.
3 screen comps.
I see, okay.
Comps being competitive.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm talking about comps being artistic renderings of
Yeah.
what that supermarket would look like, right, you know, in that style.
Yeah, you have one of them with the little aisles and the swap spots, but
Yeah.
even that was almost maybe a little bit confusing at first to show first, because you're still talking about your ideas. So I see those little circles, and I'm like, am I tapping every one of those things? What am I tapping on? What's happening? So it's almost too much information in the visual at first before you get enough of your idea out there. And
Yeah, I can't add any more. That's exactly, the question in my mind at the end was, so how does it work again? So,
but I can see in my own mind how I could imagine it working. That's pretty darn important.
I don't think it's a lot of, I don't think it's going to take a lot to get there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I would say the one thing, because my big pet peeve sitting through 50 student pictures last week in Europe, where they've now discovered that free-to-play games are, you know, it's on the other side of the pond, and no one understands what the mechanics are or can explain exactly how they're engaging the player and where they expect the player to monetize. So if you're going to cite Temple Run, and then just stay right up.
And Jetpack Joyride was another great, her slides for that one.
Just say, I'm using the compulsion loops as, and you can list what they are.
Yeah.
So at least give me a better understanding that, you know, since you've never built a game, or you've never built a free-to-play game before, that you're taking from someone else who's done it.
One other
You're
thing,
mitigating risk,
I
right?
say one other thing too that you said early in your pitch. Don't say that it's a game that you just pick up and put down. Okay? I mean, that's okay. It's okay. This should be addictive. It should be like Temple Run, where my wife is sitting there playing it in bed and she doesn't know why. You know, she doesn't.
Wait.
You can
Well,
say,
not only that,
Yeah,
you can say pick up and play, but you do want to say to your point, something you never want to put down. Right?
That's the way.
Pick up and play means, yeah, anytime I've got time, but you never want to put it down. That's, you know.
Don't undersell yourself.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Good job on that.